This is the second video on learning all your notes on the piano. If you watched my first video, we covered all the white notes, which, just a quick review, the piano has a pattern of 2 black keys and 3 black keys throughout the whole piano. 2 black keys, then 3 black keys, 2 black keys, then 3 black keys, and it goes all the way up to the whole piano. So just a quick review, whenever you see 2 black keys, the 3 white notes underneath them are C, D, and E. And when you have 3 black keys, the 4 white notes underneath the 3 black keys are F, G, A, B. So now you fully understand all the white notes. Now we got to learn the black notes. In music, the black notes are called sharps and flats. The first thing I want to do is show you the symbol. In music, the symbol for sharp is a tic-tac-toe sign. So if you ever played the game tic-tac-toe, in music, it means sharp. Then the symbol for flat is a small little b. Okay, now it's time to explain to you what a sharp and what a flat actually is. But in order to understand what a sharp and a flat is, you have to understand a term in music called half steps and whole steps. The easiest way for me to describe what a half step and a whole step is, imagine I'm driving. I come from Brooklyn, New York originally. So imagine I'm driving from Brooklyn to Staten Island. We're going to use the notes C and D as an example. C is going to be Brooklyn and D is going to be Staten Island. So how am I going to get to Staten Island? There's that black note in between. I like to call that the Verrazano Bridge. So when C goes up a half step, this is a half step because it's half your journey, okay? In order for it to get to the D, it's got to first go up a half step. When you're going up a half step, it's called a sharp. Now what we do is the note C becomes C sharp. Why is it C sharp? Because it just went up a half step. Now, once we get to Staten Island, which is D, we got to go down a half step, right, to get back to Brooklyn. So we're going down a half step. We call that a flat. Now, being that this note is D, it's called a D flat. So what that means is this one black note actually has 2 names. It's kind of like my name is Richard and my middle name is Salvatore, right? This black note has 2 names. It could either be a C sharp or a D flat. Why? Because C is going up a half step and D is going down a half step. And it works the same way now if this is D. D goes up a half step, we call it a D sharp. E is going down a half step, we call it an E flat. Now F going up a half step, F sharp. G going down a half step, G flat. Next note, G going up a half step, G sharp. A going down a half step, A flat. Then the next one is A going up a half step, A sharp. B going down a half step, B flat. So remember, every black note has 2 names. It could either be a sharp or a flat. Now I have a little bit of a song that I sing to help you remember this. Half step, it's called a sharp. When you go down a half step, it's called a flat. So once again, when you go up a half step, it's called a sharp. When you go down a half step, it's called a flat. So once again, when you go up a half step in music, it's called a sharp. When you go down a half step, it's called a flat. And each black note has 2 names. It could either be a sharp or a flat. Thank you very much.